Good morning, class. Today is Monday, May 11th, and let's get started with some math. So today's problem is really hard. It's a black diamond. It involves converting, it involves word problems, and so two things. I want us to first of all remember the Mrs. Benavides method for solving word problems and take it easy. Number two, if you don't understand everything in this problem, feel free to ask questions. Also, don't be afraid if this is feeling a little challenging. This is really difficult math. So don't beat yourself up. Take some deep breaths, follow the Mrs. Benavides method, follow along with me, and everything will be okay. Caleb owns a bowling alley. Okay? I don't care that Caleb owns a bowling alley. He could own an ice cream shop for all I care. So following the Mrs. Benavides method, I'm already crossing that off. He has a total of 50 red and green bowling balls available for rent. Each red ball weighs 9 pounds. Each green ball weighs 10 pounds. If the total mass of the green balls weighs 22 kilograms more than the red balls, how many red balls does she have? How many green balls? Take a deep breath in and out. And again, whenever you see a difficult question like this, I want you to tell yourself in your mind, I can do this. And you can. So let's start up with a tape diagram, writing down all the numbers that we need. So it says that he has 50 red and green bowling balls available for rent. I'm just processing that piece of information. I'm going to draw a bar diagram, and I'm telling you right now, not just for my class, all of your teachers in the future are going to appreciate it if they see that you have put in some effort, that you've put in forward some work, and didn't just give up when you read the question. I know that that is like one of my biggest pet peeves as a teacher is when I see students not trying. So if this is as far as you can get, this is as far as you can get, but I want to see this. So I've drawn my tape diagram, and I know that there are 50 balls. Okay? That's all I've got. I know there are 50 balls. I know some of them are red. I know some of them are green. So I'm going to put R plus G. Okay? Red plus green. No big deal. We got that part down. Now it says each red ball weighs 9 pounds. So I'm going to write down my numbers. I'm going to go red equals 9 LB. Remember, LB is a shortened abbreviation for pound. And then green equals 10 LB. Remember, LB, abbreviation for pound. You're going to see that a lot, so that's why I'm trying to expose you to that now before you go off to middle school. All right, so I can tell you as a teacher, I'm going to be much happier to see this on your paper than a blank, I don't know, or as some of you do, like a question mark. This is so much better. This shows me you've read the problem. This shows me that you've taken apart some of the things. So now let's go from here. The next piece of information it says is that the total mass of the green balls weighs 22 kilograms more than the red balls. So I'm looking at my board and I'm noticing that everything else is either in units of balls or units of weight. And I'm going to be honest with you, I already recorded a video doing this and I did the whole problem wrong. Even teachers make mistakes. Go back, make sure you're reading the problem, make sure you're focusing on those units. So noticing that all of my other units are in pounds and this is in kilograms, I'm going to want to convert those kilograms into pounds. So let's set this up. I have kilograms and pounds. What do I know about kilograms and pounds? Remember my pineapple. My average pineapple is almost exactly 1 kilogram. It weighs 2.2 pounds. So I'm going to set that up. 1 pound, 1 lb over 2.2 kilograms. Now I know in a regular fraction I would not have decimals, but because this is a proportion, I'm allowed to, and it just makes it easier for me to think about it. All my fraction rules still apply here. I'm just using a decimal instead. That's why it's a proportion. So I'm going to go equal to over. Now what do I know from my question? I know kilograms, not pounds, and I want to keep kilograms with kilograms and pounds with pounds. So 2.2 kilograms is equal to 22. Okay, so now I'm looking at this and I'm going, how can I turn 2.2 into 22? What do I know? So if I draw myself a little place value chart, I know this is using so many skills in one question. It's crazy. But just kind of remember back to when we did our place value chart. Multiply, slide to the left. Divide, slide to the right. Definitely one of those things that's hard to point and do at the same time. So if I'm looking at 22 and 2.2 in my place value chart, notice that I only need to slide it 1 over, right? Slide to the left, 1 over. So that means I can multiply this number 2.2 times 10 to get 22. Try that yourself if you don't believe me with your own place value chart on your board. So now I know 2.2 times 10 is equal to 22. Whatever I do to my denominator must also do to my numerator. So 1 times 10 is 10. So I know that 22 kilograms is going to be equal to 10 pounds. So just to kind of recap, I set up my proportion. I said 1 pound is equal to 2.2 kilograms. And I said, how can I convert 2.2 kilograms into 22, which is the number in my question? I multiply this by 10, and then I have to do the same thing to the top. So 1 pound becomes 10 pounds. So 10 pounds is equal to 22 kilograms. And again, as a teacher, this would make me much happier than a blank question. So I'm going to erase that because now I know. This works out kind of conveniently because my green ball is equal to 10 pounds. So that means I need to have basically 1 green ball's worth more in weight than my red. So what I'm looking at is I have 50 total. I'm going to try to divide this into 25 and 25 just to see where I get to. I could solve this with algebra if I had that in my toolbox, but we're going to do this without algebra and just with tape diagrams, bar diagrams as I call them, or and mental math using our tables and guess and checking. So let's multiply. And where am I getting this 25, 25 from? Remember my 50 balls of red plus green. So I'm going to divide this in half and pretend I have 25 and 25. I know that's not the answer because I have to have more green, but let's see where that gets me. So if I multiply 9 times 25, let's do our little trick. So if I could do this with the algorithm method, I could do this with lattice, I could do this with an area model, but I'm multiplying 9 times 20 plus 9, times 5. So I'm using my associative property basically to split up this question. If I must multiply 2 whole numbers with zeros, multiply the front digits like normal and add the O's. This is because we're just moving it over in the place value system. Because it's base 10, each zero then just moves it over 1 space to the left. I think that's your left. It's all backwards for me. So I have 9 times 21st plus 9 times 5. So if I take 9 times 2, that's 18. So I'm going to write 18, and then I have 1 0. So remember my dot trick. I'm putting a dot underneath, and I'm adding it to the end. So I have 180 plus 5 times 9. Let's skip count by 5 because I don't feel like we've done that in a while. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, right? 45. So now I have 180 plus 45, which I can do in my head. Keeping in mind, I'm like lining these up in my head. So 8 plus 4 would be 12. So I'm writing that down, the 1. So I have 1, 1, 2, 0 plus 7 is 7. So I have now, or wait, I'm messing this up. You know what? Sometimes when you're trying to add backwards and in your head, it just does not work out. Let's count it by tens. 180, 190, 200, 210, 220, 225. Okay? So my answer should be 225. I don't know how I got all mixed up. It's looking at the numbers backwards. It's really messing me up. So I should have 225. That's how many it would be if I had 25 red balls. So now let's do green. So I'm going to multiply 10, because that's the weight of 1 green ball, times 25. And I'm not going to sing the whole song again because I think we got it. 10 times 25 is 250. Okay, so I know that I need to have my green be 10 pounds more than my red. So right now my red is at 225 and my green is at 250, which means that my red balls are weighing way more. They're weighing 25 pounds less than my green, and I only want them to be 10 apart. So what do I need to do? I need to increase the number of green balls. So before I had 25, 25, now I'm going to shift it. Let's pretend this is red and this is green. So they were 50-50, they were 25-25, but now I'm going to try adding one to my reds. So now I have 26 reds and I have 24 greens. Okay, now where did I get these numbers? Remember, I had 25-25. Now I'm just adding one to the reds, and I have to have 50 balls in total. So if I add one to my reds, I need to take one away from my greens. So let's try this time. So now if I have 26 red balls, I can do this the same way, where I multiply 20 times 9 plus, did I say 6? Yeah, 6 times 9. So 20 times 9, 2 times 9 is 18. Add that 0. All of my expo markers are running out of juice here. I'm going to pause and try to find a better one. This one's working so much better. So I have 20 times 9 plus 6 times 9. I'm using my distributive property again, because that's just the easiest. So 2 times 9 is 118. Add that 0, so it becomes 180. So I've just multiplied this part of my question first. Now I'm going to move on to the 6 times 9. Let's skip count by 6. We haven't done that in a while. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, 54. So my answer here is 54. So now I have 180 plus 54. Let's count it by tens for those 5s. So 180, 190, 200, 210, 220, 230 plus 4 is 234. And then if I take my green one, so now this is how much this one would weigh if it was 26 balls, so 234. And then now let's see if our green ones is going to be 10 pounds less, or 22 kilograms, if you will. So to do this, I need to multiply 24, because that's how many green balls I have now. 24 times 10. We knew the whole if I must multiply song. So 24 times 10, I'm just shifting it over. So it becomes 240. Oh, let's take a look. Is 240 10 pounds greater than 234? Yes. So even though it seems like we should have more green balls, because that one is the heavier ball and it tells us that we need to have 10 pounds more, that's really not the case. It's all about the weight and making sure my weight of my green balls is 10 more than the weight of my red balls. The key thing with this question is not freaking out, A, and 2, making sure that all of your units are the same. So if you got that, feel very proud of yourself. Give yourself a pat on the scapula, because that is a pretty difficult question. If you didn't, guess what? I'm not gonna come to your house and yell at you. Jalen works at a grocery stand and earns 5 cents for every ounce of carrot he sells. If he sells 5 pounds of carrots, how much money did he earn? I'm not going to help you with this one. I'm just going to show you the answer. I want you to do this on your own. It is $4. Remember to convert, because that's the whole name of this game. So I believe for today you have the option of doing the double black diamond if you would prefer, because tomorrow we're going to attack the double black diamond, and I look forward to attacking that with you then. I will see you all tomorrow, or in a little bit for science, and have a great morning.